We got a really good spam.
Okay.
Where are you?
I'm in my room. Things aren't going great. Okay, there's a microphone resting my back.
Where's you?
I'm right here.
Ask me. Ask Iliza anything. It's time to ask. Ask me all your questions.
Okay. We need to dispel a scam. Your name is now being used in a scam, Iliza.
I saw that, and can I tell you something?
Wait, are we talking about the same scam?
Yeah, we are talking about the same
podcast
scam.
invitation?
The podcast scam, and it's also a scam. I got one of those from Samantha Bee's podcast. From this fake person forever ago. And I was having this like lovely day yesterday, and we were hosting an event at our house. And, you know, I'm like fresh off the high of this, like one hair is sticking out and you can see it and I can't fix it. Okay, so that's just how it is. I'm fresh off the high of like this movie and I'm seeing my kids, and I go to my Instagram and I see a message from someone. It's a verified account. It's a guy. And it just says, "This probably isn't you, but just in case, FYI." And it's a blurred thing. Like I don't see it yet. And my mind starts reeling because the way they said it felt very, and I don't know this person, felt very young guy. Like it felt like baiting. It felt like they like went and found a naked picture of you, or it felt like they found something awful you said on Twitter once. Like people like elucidating you to the fact that like something about you online isn't good, a word you used, a thing something someone is saying about you. And I was like, I'm not going to click on this. I don't want to fuck up my day. If it's bad enough, PR would reach out. And it's like, chances are it's just something that I have no control over, that this person's doing to like pretend they're a friend, but be shitty. And I was like, I'd rather like just live in the ignorance is bliss of it all and not click. And then I kind of got bored around 11 o'clock. I was like, oh, what the fuck is it? And it was that email scam. I was like, oh.
This scam, the equivalent is, and I've talked about this on the show for normal people, is I get emails that are like, we want to give you a job at Coca-Cola. Click here to set up an interview time. And it just tries to get your Facebook login. They will actually get on a Zoom with you.
That is,
and then they'll like get your info. Like it's so sweet. Somebody was just posting on Reddit the other day that they were invited. It was on Instagram. Somebody who does like these cool miniatures was invited to be, they thought, on Chelsea Handler's podcast. So they go through, they're like, I do kind of an interesting thing. Someone might want to talk to me about this. And then they lost their Facebook page.
That's
because the scammers took it. It sucks. So we got an email from someone who was invited.
Read it, because they always use the name Joe Carter, I think.
Yes. So it says, hi, blank. We've locked in Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern for the interview. We're really excited to feature your story on Ask Iliza Anything. Before the interview, we'd like to schedule a brief preparation Zoom call. During this session, we'll walk you through how to join the interview via Facebook. That's it. It's on Facebook. That's what makes me so mad. Go over the flow of conversation and finalize details so everything runs smoothly on the day. Would tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern work for you? If not, please let us know what time is most convenient. We'll be happy to adjust. Looking forward to a great session together. Kindly. Then they have the yellow podcast art, Joe Carter, guest coordinator, Ask Iliza Anything podcast. They have Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X, website, email, elizaschlesinger.podcastbooking@gmail.com.
Like I would ever use my last name.
Maple Drive. Right. Why would Joe Carter be using Iliza?
Well, you know what's
Schlesinger?
crazy? Maple Drive is where my representation is.
So they pull that off your, So they basically try to get you to go into use a Facebook and use your Facebook login, because there are places that let you log into legitimate things with your Facebook or your Google login.
You need to screen grab that, and we need to make like a little thing and put it on the Patreon. And I'll put it on my Instagram to be like, this is not me. I'm not interested in any of you being interviewed on my podcast.
I mean, the thing is, it's like, luckily for your listeners, you really don't have guests now. So it's like, but that it just sucks, because it's like, it's the same one as when they're offering jobs. They're getting somebody's hopes up, and it's mean.
It's mean, and it steals your data. And it's also, if I don't even know how to get on my own Facebook page, so good luck with that. But also it's like, whenever you see someone that does things differently, you're like, really? Not a Zoom or a phone call? It's through Facebook. Spidey senses go up.
I think one of the jobs, maybe the Coca-Cola one, I was like, hi, I would love to not use Facebook. I don't have one, blah, blah, blah. Could we please talk via other means? I'm available via this. Oh, no, sorry, it has to be. Because I wanted to see what they do. And it's so funny because they don't just give up. They're like, no, we really have to go. This is the system. So if you can't do it, we can't. Okay, well, if I was such a great candidate, you would just call me on the phone, dipstick.
But that's also a great lesson for life. Like, if I was so great, then you would have figured out a way. And whether it's dating or friendships, or the girl who, on the last podcast, she's sending gifts to the friend who's not answering. Like, if people wanted to, they would. If they wanted to text back, they would have. If they wanted to not be tacky when they RSVP'd and showed up, they would have. Like, most things don't require this many hoops. It's not like you're like a candidate for like the Citadel or something.
If it's too good to be true, also, it's not happening.
No, there's no free lunch.
No free lunch. We have some good questions, so let's do it.
Okay.
Petty cousin is holding dead grandma's recipes hostage.
Not the recipes.
Dear Iliza and Emily, and the best pod squad going, I need advice. I, Ashley, I'm a 37 female. My cousin, 39-year-old female, Stacy. We just had a major confrontation after she went into my grandma's home after she passed by herself and stole her beloved recipes.
Oh my God.
For context, Stacy has been estranged from the family since she was 16, has always hated my grandma and grandpa. My mom and her father are siblings, and they always lived 4 hours away from my grandparents while we lived 20 minutes away. She blames us for always getting more attention, and she refers to herself as being the redheaded stepchild of the family. After my grandma passed away, she went to the house without... What she called herself? The black sheep. After my grandma passed away, she went to the house without anyone knowing, took a bunch of furniture, a valuable coin collection, but worst of all, her recipes that she made for us for Sunday dinners and holidays all of our childhood. Our plan was to make copies and give them to everyone, but now Stacy, after 1 year of saying she will share them with us, still hasn't. I contacted her to check in and never even brought up the recipes, just talked about family drama and how much she hates my family. After talking for an hour, we hung up. She sent a text the next day saying she knows I only contacted her to find out about the recipes. And, quote, me contacting her is triggering and to never contact her again. I haven't said anything since, and I'm wondering if I should let this go or break into her house and steal the recipes back. Please help me. Thank you, Ashley.
That's so
she's
hard.
gotten rid of them.
They're probably just sitting in a stack, to be honest, because she knows that she can hold them over your head. The girl is obviously crazy and mean and shitty. If it's easy to break in her house, like if it's easy, like you say, break in, like if it's easy to like get her dad to like give you a key and poke around and take them, I actually absolutely would. There's always the version where you're like, actually what you did was illegal. And did grandma have a will? You know, it's a bummer that her dad can't get involved and everyone's going to be like, whatever, it's a bunch of recipes. It's a shame. You might have to let it go. And when I say break in, you know, if it's not really breaking in and you're not going to go to jail and it would be like going into your brother's car or something. Can your parents help?
I wonder if you can use the threat of legal action about the coins to get her to give the recipes back. Like, look, we're not going to bring anything against you. We're not going to report that you went around the will if you give us those friggin' recipes.
Yeah, you could do that. And you could, is she an idiot? Because she sounds dumb.
Could you
do something from a lawyer and email them and be like, in the matter of the coin, like these itemized things, legal action will be taken, you know? And then maybe you can be like, maybe you could lie to her and say it was betrothed to you. You know, it's tough because you can't call her and be like, well, we won't sue you if you give me the recipes, because that's not how the law works either.
I also think there's a world in which the recipes don't exist anymore. So I wonder if there's something you could do with the rest of your family, which is come together with them and see if you can start like each weekend, like you used to do Sunday dinner with your grandma, like get together and see, hey, I remember this one recipe she had. I loved it. It had apples. Like, can you figure it out together? Can you do some reverse detective work?
It's such a bummer because she just did all that to hurt people. And like, it'd be one thing if she just took the coins and the furniture, but taking recipes that she never plans on making means that this girl is so broken. And so you almost are better off literally never talking to this person again because she'll hang herself. Like,
don't say that.
Sorry, that came out wrong. I mean, maybe she will, but you know, she'll create enough rope to hang herself.
Yes.
Just like in life. I should have said the rest of the metaphor. She'll kill herself.
But she's a deeply unhappy person who is going to be her own downfall.
The quicker you can cut this person out of your life who is vengeful and mean, the better you will be. And I'm sorry. And the truth is, no, nothing can replace the memories. And the truth is, even if you did make it again, it would never taste as good. because it wasn't made by her. So you have that to look forward to as well. Ugh, I'm sorry. But you have her address. So I would, anytime you fill out any piece of junk mail, always put her address down and her phone number and just make her life a little bit more difficult. Be petty.
Yeah. Is my friendship over because of Mounjaro? Hi, Iliza, Emily, and of course, the hottest of Scotties. First off, thank you so much for all you do. I listen to your podcast every week and find I am learning so much from you, as well as getting a daily dose of laughter. Appreciate both of you. Now, on to my question. I'm a married woman in my early 30s and live in a big city in Europe. I have a friend, also early 30s, living in the same city. She got out of an emotionally abusive relationship almost a year ago, partially with my help. We have known each other since we were teenagers and have been best friends for many, many years. She was my bridesmaid at my wedding. We have generally experienced the ups and downs of life together. Since she broke up with her abusive boyfriend last year, she's been doing a lot to try and better herself. Many of these things are great. She's seeing a therapist. She's building her social circle. She's trying to do things that make her happy after years of being brought down. The one thing she also started doing is taking Mounjaro, as she believes that being thin will help her find a new boyfriend faster. Oh no. She was never overweight. She was a healthy, fit young woman. She has lost a tremendous amount of weight and says she's more confident than she's ever been before. I, on the other hand, have been struggling with eating disorders throughout parts of my life. I'm now in a place where I'm accepting my body for what it is. I'm working out, getting stronger every day, learning healthier habits around food, and I'm proud of the progress I've been making. Side note, I've never been overweight, but have struggled with self-acceptance and love. Since my friend told me she's on Mounjaro, I've told her that I don't want to talk to her about it, as I find it triggering to hear about how being thin is the be-all, end-all, and that the only way to feel confident in yourself is being thin. I also told her I will not tell her that I think she looks great when she could lose the weight, as I thought she was already beautiful before and didn't need these injections. It's become a bit of an elephant in the room every time I see her. She's lost a lot of weight, constantly talks about how great she feels. She's starting to wear more revealing clothes and posing for pictures in a way that shows off her now thin physique. I'm happy for her if this is making her happy, but I can't help but worry about the long-term implications of all of this on her body as well as mental health. I've also noticed that I'm falling back into unhealthy thinking every time I see her. All of this together has made me not want to see her, and she's noticed my being distant. My question is, do you think our friendship can recover from this, and how do I even start with that? I know a lot of my feelings come from my past struggles, but I can't help but wonder if our differences in perspective on this matter will eventually break us apart. Help. I would hate to lose my best friend over this. I think my friend listens to this podcast, so please keep me anonymous.
Well,
I mean, she knows
she's
it's
gonna
you.
know. Look, you're not gonna like what I have to say.
I have an immediate. Okay, you want me to say mine first?
Sure.
Because I have an immediate thing, which is I think Mounjaro is great for certain people. I think it's why not? But the fact that your friend is saying she believes being thin will help her find a new boyfriend faster, that is not the reason to alter your body. Do you know what I mean? Like, if it makes her feel good, great. If she's doing it with the recommendation of a doctor, great. If she is being overseen and she knows the side effects, great. I don't judge what anyone does with their body, but she's doing it from a very unhealthy place. So those conversations with her are always going to be very unhealthy, because it's always going to be like, if I just am thinner, a man will love me. And that's exactly what will trigger you every single time. Having nothing to do with weight, really.
I don't disagree. I think we're conflating two things. I think it's insufferable to hear a person talk about, once I do this, then I'll get a boyfriend, because that is such a gross thing. But I do think there's a little bit of jealousy. And because you're not saying, I love my body, you're like, I'm just have to accept it. And that's hard. If you don't love the way it is and you're like, this is what I'm physically capable of and I want to do it naturally, which is great. I do think, as I watch people that I know that have taken it, I see celebrities, I see the backlash. Losing weight is so incredibly hard. And people that don't have to deal with it, or have never had to deal with it, or have a fast metabolism or whatever, don't really get what a battle that can be. And so there is this like stigma, like, oh, you guys did it the easy way while I'm over here doing the real work. But the truth is, if everybody could be thinner, they would. And you're not allowed to say that, because we're all supposed to love our bodies and be the way that we are and celebrate it. But if everybody had an option, you would be a little bit closer to what society says. And when you can't, then all you can do is love your body. So I do think there's a little bit of frustration that she got these quicker results. But I think so there's that. And I think you have to acknowledge deep down that. And I don't know what either of you look like. You both could look totally fine. And she sounds a little insufferable. So I think what you're annoyed by, and I hate the word triggering because we don't get to go through life deciding how other people are going to act and we have to control our actions. And I don't know, it makes it sound like you're powerless, which it definitely does not, which you definitely are not, just based on all the work that you've done. I think what you're annoyed at is her equivocation with, I'm thin, therefore I will be worthy. Look how great I look, and talking about it. Because if you were overweight, it would be really rude to do that because it's rubbing it in your face versus her just being fabulous. So I guess I wonder, is she rubbing it in your face, or was she just able to do something that you're not able to do and that kind of bothers you? And I'm asking you that as like a very real question.
Yeah, our question asker admits that they're not happy really with their body. They've never had that self-acceptance. Now this person is like, I love myself so much. Look at me go. Look at me be thin. It's like, all right. Can we talk about something else?
It just sounds like she's like a little insensitive. And it's like, but what is the appropriate
and a lot
amount?
Insecure.
Right. Which is a horrific combination especially for women.
Yeah.
I mean, men too, but it's a horrific combination. What's the appropriate amount of celebrating she can do, of, and of self-love that she can express?
Here's what would rub me the wrong way. I don't think it's real self-love. Do you know what I mean? Like if I thought my friend genuinely was now happy with themselves, I would be, I think,
but it's also not for us to monitor. Like as women, it's always like, and I hope she's doing it. I used to have this joke that was like, when women are really thin, other women will be like, I'm just worried for her. It's like, no, you're fucking not. You just don't like that she's real thin.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree, but I think it just is double annoying when I don't think this woman is even particularly happy, even on Mounjaro. Like she has wounds deeper than Mounjaro can heal.
She does, but it is amazing what adhering to a social standard will get you in the meantime.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. Like every few months I get like, I feel very compact. You eat a little bit, you drink a little bit, you kind of go, and I love the way my clothes feel and I like the way that I feel. That is a value to me. Some people it isn't. And some people look great a little bit heavier. Some people come from a culture where like that's the look and it's celebrated. And we live now in a time where more bodies are accepted than ever. And I come from the 90s and this is just how I choose to be. And I like it. I like these constraints and I'm not by any means anorexic and I like working out, but I'm actually not willing to do anything beyond a few hours of Pilates a week. I eat all my normal food and stuff like that. But like thin culture is very real and we all have our values and what we think will make us beautiful. Some of us get plastic surgery. Some of us get injections. Some of us color our hair. Some of us are obsessed with being thin. It's kind of shitty to judge it because it's hurting you because it's making you feel bad. You have to find a way to not let it. What's bothering you though is how insufferably insecure she is. So I think you just need to like parse these things out. What would end the friendship is if she is endlessly talking about getting a boyfriend. That's what would end the friendship for me.
How do you feel about, can our question asker, or is this a set a boundary of like, look, I mean, it's annoying because the people talk about like, yeah, you can set a boundary. No one has to listen to you. You're not the emperor. But if you're like, look, I don't want to talk about weight. Can we hang out and not talk about it? If this friend does not listen to that, if you say it is triggering to me when we talk about weight and your friend is like, oh, that's all I want to talk about.
It's weird.
You do have to end the friendship to an extent.
Well, because if it's not fun, if it's not a mutually fun
hang.
But is there a difference between her expressing how good she feels, whether you believe it or not? Because I think that's like a lady doth kind of thing. You're like, do you though? Like, why are you telling me? It's also, I'm a very confident person. I feel great about my body. I don't talk about it with my friends. I'm never like, and I look so toned today and I feel so thin today, especially to a friend that's bigger. I'm always very sensitive to like, even like if I have a friend who's like single for a long time and Noah comes up to kiss me, I'm like, just don't make a big thing in front of him.
Get out of here, Noah.
It does sound like she's being insensitive to any aspect of this. It just sounds like she's like a little selfish.
I wonder if she's ever been sensitive or if she just is.
Yeah, think about it. Get back to us. Has she always been this way?
All right, let's do confession. Because we have
What'd you call it?
confession.
Confessions.
All right, Iliza, I have a confession I don't feel guilty about in the slightest. It all went down last year on the very last day of my son's kindergarten. My kid, bless his sweet, unsuspecting heart, had the misfortune of sharing a classroom with a child who was, to put it mildly, demon spawn. This kid is pure evil in a 5-year-old package. He would tell my son he was going to bash his head open, beat his face in,
Jesus.
and told my son I didn't love him. He got his clothing, broke his things, pushed him, the works. These are 5-year-olds. I brought every single incident to the school, told my son to steer clear, gave them every detail. So did all the other mothers whose kids were being bullied. The school's response was a resounding nothing. We didn't witness anything, so there's nothing we can do. I even laid it out for them. I will accept 0 punishment for my kid if he ever retaliates, because you've basically just given him a license to. They also told us all not to bring it to the mother directly. You have at least 6 more years of the school gates together. Towards the end of the year, I heard through a friend, her kid was also being tormented, that the bully's mom had been pulled into the office and came out looking confused. She even said at a birthday party while the bully was busy pushing
Who
other
invited
kids.
this kid to a birthday party?
I know. He's never rude at home. I don't understand. So they did tell her, but nothing changed. So, last day of school. It's packed. All of us parents are stood by the gates waiting for the kids to spill out. I'm standing near, but definitely not next to the bully's mother. And then it happened. The kindergartners were let out. And the bully decided to take the longer route to his mother, which by some divine intervention led him directly in front of me. It was my shot, my one perfect chance. As the monster ran past, I slowly, ever so gently lifted my foot. Just a little, a subtle, barely perceptible raise. The bully went flying.
Oh, that's awesome.
Full face plant. I feigned shock and looked around with wide, innocent eyes and said, "Oh no, are you okay? What happened? You should be more careful." The kid knew. I knew. He looked at me with pure accusation, but who would take his word over mine? There were, after all, no witnesses.
That's awesome.
And the best part, it worked. The little monster has left my son alone all of first grade. My husband says I shouldn't have tripped a child. I say
No way.
the bully shouldn't have messed with my kid. 5 out of 5 experience, would highly recommend.
It's a victimless crime in that you don't really know that victim.
Oh, that baby, that 5-year-old.
You know what it's like? Remember Tar? Where she threatens the kid?
She's like, I'm her father.
I'm her father.
I was like, what?
I honestly, if my beautiful child was being harassed, I thought you were going to say you leaned down and you were like, you touch my kid again and I will fucking kill you. And no one will believe that I said this to you. That was a really good one. That's the juiciest one. That's the best one we've had.
I mean, I do chirping a child. Let's go. All right, we'll do another one.
Okay.
Hi, crew. Longtime fan, ultimate demographic listener, female, lesbian, engaged nurse, studying post-grad in nursing.
This is, if someone was like, can you
Thank you.
define your prototypical fan?
This is them.
This is it.
I'm writing in to confess something. Please keep me anonymous and call me Jordan.
Okay, Jordan.
Okay, Jordan. I recently left a position as a nurse in community to go back to hospital nursing. My annual holiday leave banked hours were going to be paid out. I phoned pay office and asked if I could transfer half of my hours to the new position instead of having it all paid out. I'm in my new role for a few weeks now and can see they have transferred half of my banked leave. But my confession is they also paid out all of it as well. And I haven't informed them of their $1,000 mistake, almost 4, in fact. Sincerely, Jordan, who's busy planning their next holiday.
You know, when that girl who stole all the money from the Broadway code for those plays.
Yes, you had an update and I get you to say it.
It was, I listened to my answer and I was like, it's not great. You can't steal. But then I was like, or whatever. And my mom was like, it's not right. And she's right. It's never good to steal. I don't know. It's tough when I think about institutions that like routinely, like hospital bills are exorbitant and you should report that. You should, I guess. What am I supposed to say here?
Here's the only reason I report that kind
she's
of
not
thing.
asking
I would
for
report
advice.
it.
She's just confessing. So it's not up to us to judge.
My concern would be they'll figure it out eventually
right.
and come
And they're
clawing it
yep.
back.
Yeah, it's going to look really bad.
I don't want it taken from me later.
Yeah, better to do it now before it burns a hole in your bank account.
Yeah.
She's like, well, I'm not gonna. And you change a bedpan.
I like that we're like, you shouldn't take money, but you should trip a child.
It's different. It's different. One's
If a
going to make you
5-year-old's
bad.
going to bash someone's brains in. I mean, wasn't that what Big
kids
Little
are just
Lies was
shitty.
about?
Some kids are just shitty from the start, and the parents are shitty. It's like every time there's a school shooter, the parents are always like, I had no idea. Because I never checked in to see the bullshit the manifesto my loser kid was writing.
I just bought my son all these guns for
these
every
guns.
holiday.
Those
I
parents
thought we
should go to
shared
jail.
something in common.
You know what would change guns in our country real quick is if the parents went to jail, the negligent parents.
That would be very
Actually, what would change it
interesting.
is if just the fathers went. You would see gun reform very quickly.
Yeah, they don't really care if the moms go. Although they'd still be like, well, I'm a good one, so you're not sending me to jail. Just like the people that get deported who voted for Trump. But they're like, I thought there was a list of people who voted for him that would get to stay here. No.
Emily, you always make it political. You always bring
Yeah,
up your religion.
Me. My religion. What's my religion?
Me. Pray at the altar of me. No. Funko. I don't know.
No, how dare you? I have
Sorry.
more refined taste than that.
What's it called? Endless Banundu. Sleepless Grumpy.
I do now have 3 of those. Okay. Hello, AI crew. Am I the hiney hole?
The hiney hole?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't want to do AITA. Me, 34 female,
Okay.
was waiting in a restaurant to pick up my food order, minding my own business, when an older lady, probably mid-60s. Wait, okay, I have to talk to you about something, Iliza, real quick.
Is it my microphone?
About
that I can't-
age.
Oh, okay.
No, but that does. At the convention, there was a part of the convention that was like, get off my lawn contingent in the parade. And to be now in my 30s, I'm 34. And they're like, anyone over 40 can join this group of old people who are mad at everyone else at the convention. Like 40, that's your cutoff? That feels so young now that I'm in my 30s.
It's young, but not to a 20-year-old.
No, right. So I'm just like, oh.
Welcome to the group.
So this person's saying...
It's
What?
more about getting old enough to be like, I pay taxes and I'm starting to see the bullshit and I'm watching this younger generation. Yeah, get the fuck off my lawn. No, you can't set up your pop-up here.
No, but 60s, when our question answer says an older lady, probably mid-60s, I was thinking like, that's kind of like I guess now older to me is like at
People
least mid-60s.
Need to get over the word older. Older than. If you're 35, you're older than 34. It doesn't mean you're old.
Yeah.
It is a descriptor. Older than.
Probably mid-60s, walks up to me, grabs my arm, gets about 2 inches from my face and says, oh, honey, you need to smile. I look her dead in the face with no expression and say, I am smiling. She kind of takes a step back, then throws her hands up and yells, oh, forget it. Slams the door open, gets halfway out, then turns around and says, this world is just so evil, as her friend tries to usher out the door. I respond, Jesus, you don't have to be such a bitch.
Jesus.
She proceeds to stomp out. I know. Of course, her car is parked right outside the front door. I can see her clearly talking about me. I get my food, and as I walk past her, make sure to not even glance in her direction, she says, that girl has an evil soul. I kept walking and said, fuck off, got in my car and left.
Okay.
I've been told to smile many times in my life due to my RBF, but never by a woman, and never with that reaction to my go-to, I am smiling. Most people laugh it off and keep it pushing. What did this lady expect? You got in a stranger's personal space and said the one thing all women hate. I'm sure she prayed for my evil soul at church the next day. Am I the asshole?
You were just standing there and she just walked up and
Told
said,
her to smile.
oh, honey, you need to smile.
And our question answer clearly has very intense RBF because they have like a go-to line that they use when people are like, hey. But then our question answer was like, whatever, bitch, which is like, all right.
I guess. I mean, it's bizarre to go up to someone. It's bizarre to engage with a stranger for no reason. It's
This
not
one's
like
crazy.
You said something to her. I don't think that woman's crazy. I think she was just thought she was spreading joy or something, or thought it was like a harmless interaction. But I will tell you, to be like half cocked all the time is exhausting. And like cursing at a stranger is it's a bold choice that movies have normalized, but like hearing fuck you from a person you don't know is a wild thing to experience. And I would just, for whatever it's worth, just remember that people are not only harmless, but maybe unhinged. To me, it wouldn't be worth it to even engage. If somebody walked up and like, honey, you need to smile, I'd just be like, okay. And I would back away. Yeah. Because I'd be like, what does it take mentally for someone to think that they can just walk up and say something as, I guess, quasi-abrasive, but in its best version, like sort of benign and toothless, but also offensive? Like, I would just immediately, maybe it's a comic, I would immediately clock that this woman was just like taking the tone wrong. I wouldn't have the energy to care.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I would just be like, okay. And if she says something else, I'd be like, are you good? Like, I'm done with this. Like, I would just do everything to deflect, because people are crazy and they carry guns and people do weird things. And like, it's just so, like, the more you have in life and the more I get, the more I'm like, it's so not worth giving any time to the majority of people.
I also don't think it's you don't need to fight back as much when you're kind of when you're the majority. So like the fact everybody thinks it's annoying for someone to tell you smile. Anyone who saw that interaction thinks she's wrong and you were right until you started fighting with her. But like,
until you called her a bitch, it's just like, well, why are you angry? Like, that to have that ready is so unnecessarily tough, I guess. And by the way, this is coming from someone who has literally started a fight, like a physical fight, from stage. So I'm just saying this as your older sister. Be more like water. Just try to avoid the bulk of people while you're out.
I had a lot of questions. Okay. You already answered this one, but we're doing it anyway. You couldn't hold it in.
I couldn't hold it. My urine. My opinion urine.
Hi, AI fam. Am I being petty and unreasonable? My ex-fiance, male 37, and I, female 34, were recently back together after breaking up last year. We got back together. He wanted me to remove from my phone and social media 2 men I had a previous sexual relationship with, one of which was my best friend before I met him. I asked him to remove a woman he got together with while we were broken up last year. He refused. Keep in mind, he gave this woman my engagement ring and sent me a video of them having sex. Keep in mind, that's so illegal and out of bounds. Yeah. Fast forward 3 months. We had recently been talking about the future.
Did you keep it in mind?
No, you didn't. We've been talking about the future being together, so I asked again for him to remove her since it makes me uncomfortable. He got defensive and refused. I no longer want a relationship with him because of this.
Yeah,
I feel disrespected, and I've since told him it's over. He has told me this is petty, and I clearly don't care about having a partnership in real love. Am I in the wrong here? You can use my real name. This is Cheryl. And Iliza, you said, I can't hold this in. Run, do not walk from this person. This is all bananas.
Cheryl, this is full bananas. Like, everything that you wrote is bad. Everything, like, fine. You were engaged and you broke up. Okay, that's not a great sign, but fine. Extenuating circumstances. Gave your engagement ring to someone else, filmed them having sex, gave it to you. But even if none of that happened, controlling someone, not trusting someone, I don't know why you guys broke up. Obviously, there's a trust issue here. Controlling someone enough that you are dictating who they can be friends with because they're insecure is crazy. And let's say that's fine. The fact that he also wouldn't do it and was like gaslighting you about it. How hot is this guy? Or how ugly are you that you're like, I'll take it. Please do not be in a relationship with this person.
Also, he's sending a video of you to people.
Even if he's not, like, that's such a disgusting thing to do. Like, what man is like, if I do this, maybe she'll want me back? Like, maybe just because he's stupid, you shouldn't be with him. But like, I guess my question to you is like, what about this person is appealing? Like, what you wrote, like, where are we supposed to be like, no, you should really give it a second chance? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Come on now. That's what this podcast is all about.
Hi, I'm Iliza and the AI crew. I'm 28, moved out of my parents' house 2 years ago. It was very toxic living there, so I moved in with my boyfriend of 2 years. I hope he was your boyfriend of 2 years when you moved in and not now. And now it's 4 years. Growing up, it was very much, you're the kid, we're the adults, and some constant verbal abuse. They never made any effort to change this dynamic. My mom does reach out to make plans, but very few and far between. I've told her I want a relationship with her, but she prioritizes work. The relationship with my dad is strained from the abuse. He knows us, but makes no effort to repair or have any relationship with me, despite claiming to other people that he does want one. I have been in and out of therapy. While I know this term is used a lot, My dad does show narcissistic tendencies. A therapist I had also believes my mom to have narcissistic tendencies as well. At a recent family event, my dad dropped the news that they want me to pay them back for the total cost of the car they bought for me. They did not say this when they came home with the car, and I've been paying them the monthly payments since I moved out. There was no question about my finances or how I was doing since I'm living with my boyfriend now. Show me again they don't genuinely care. A friend told me I shouldn't pay it since there's no legal obligation and to instead cut ties with them. My question is, would that be an overreaction? You don't really add anything to my life. We rarely talk. It just hurts that they make no effort to fix our relationship. Some big sister advice would be greatly appreciated.
You left the house. You make payments to them for the car.
Yeah, so they want to pay back the total cost of the car they bought for me. I've been paying them the monthly. I assume she's paying the monthly like title and whatever, like the you know what I mean?
Like it's leased?
I wonder if they just put the down payment and she's been paying off the installments.
But if they gave you the car and there was no expectation, I don't understand what you're paying if they gave you a car. Like, I don't understand what the conversation was to even begin those payments in the first place.
Let's skip the car thing because I don't understand how car payments work. So
no, I mean, if maybe they leased it and they were paying it and you've been paying the lease, maybe they bought the car and you're just paying, whose the name is on the title.
Taxes or.
That feels weird. No, I need to know more about this car thing.
Okay, but also, you think your dad's a narcissist. You think your mom's a narcissist. You feel that they've abused you. You moved out 2 years ago. You don't feel like they've made an effort to maintain a relationship. What do you want out of a relationship with them? Do you want them to be different people?
Is that they haven't made an effort. They're like, but P.S., we want you to pay us back for this car because you hurt us by moving out. If your parents are real narcissists and not the internet diagnosis of narcissists that women do, because like for anyone that disagrees with them, you're never going to get the relationship that you want. So you're going to have to learn to appreciate it in the form that it's in. You want your parents, especially at this age, to become different people. They're not going to, but at least you can be heard. That's what you can do. You can sit them down and be like, I need to talk to you. And it doesn't matter how much sinks in. I think there's a great power in expressing yourself and do it calm and collected, write it as a letter, rewrite it, and give them, and just say it. Because something might settle in, or your mom might be like, I didn't realize you felt, maybe only one of them's a narcissist. I didn't realize that you felt that way. I'm sorry. And to Emily's point, like, what is it that you want? What you want is them to have changed the way that they were in the past and not be narcissists and not be shitty. You can say moving forward, like, I won't accept you talking to me a certain way, and be like, and I would like a relationship with you. Because there's the version where they were shitty and maybe their parents were shitty to them and they don't realize the damage that's been done. And it might be worth, just for your mental health, expressing that.
Yeah. It sounds like there's not a lot to save here, which I think is always tough to like realize. Maybe there's so many shitty people in the world. Not all of our families are any good, because it's like you're always like, well, it's my family. I don't know. Some of us have shitty families.
You have to think about what you want within reality and then tell them what you want. I want to be able to have dinner with you guys and have you not call me an asshole. And if you do it, I'll leave.
All right, we got a spam email I want to read you.
Okay.
Because it went to us and about 1,000 other people. The anticipation is becoming unbearable. I'm on a case and I need to search for clues. The case? My own pleasure. I'm Doris McTigue. Stripped down with a flashlight, examining every clue of my crime scene. The evidence is mounting. I could use an assistant. Want to be my deputy? If you want to join the investigation, the case files are open at this precinct. And then there's a link I'm not going to clip. The mystery deepens. Yours, under investigation, Doris McTigue. I'm like kind of like the mystery angle if she wasn't trying to also hook up with us.
What? I don't even know. What did you just read to me? Was that like an AI in like a sex mystery?
A spam email we got from red/down.0217_k at i.softbank.jp.
Ah, the old SoftBank trick. Can we call this episode Doris McTigue?
Yeah. What's the angle here? Because I get the anticipation is becoming unbearable. The case, my own pleasure. But then she's just like, do you want to be the deputy? Here's where here's the precinct. Like,
it just feels
okay,
very
are we
sexual.
doing business or what?
No, I think we're doing Doris.
I want to solve a case. You want to hear the saddest thing? I ordered used. Okay, there are these things called Hunt a Killer, where you can like solve a murder. It has all these little clues, like paper, like clues and little bits and pieces. So it takes a while, and then you solve the murder as a family.
Is there
and
a
then,
question? Can we go to a question? It's just like I don't. None of the things that have been said in the last 90 seconds are coherent. And the fact that you were like, "Oh, gibberish," I have something similar. What are you talking about?
All right, hold on. Let me go to a new question.
It's an advice podcast, not a word association.
How do you get over a friend breakup? Hi, Iliza, Emily, and the rest of the pod squad. I like to be kept anonymous, so we'll keep things pretty general just in case. I'm a 21-year-old recent college graduate. I'm starting a 2-year master's program at the same university this fall. My undergrad, I was a 4-year varsity athlete playing the sport for almost 15 years. My team was a major part of my life.
So anonymous, you won't even tell us the sport?
Yeah. Probably it's lacrosse.
Why?
No, I don't know. However, in my last season, I and the rest of my graduating class had a falling out with the rest of the team.
Okay.
This is incredibly difficult for me, especially considering that for 3 years, my teammates were my family, and I felt personally betrayed by some of the few people I trust enough to enter into my inner circle.
Well, welcome to the real world.
Those people are few and far between, so having a few of them screw me over personally was really hurtful. This past year has been a really weird time for me emotionally, losing those friendships, no longer playing the sport, going through the major change of graduating from college, transitioning into post-grad life, and having the remaining friends I hold dearly move away for their future jobs and schooling. And to make matters worse, because I'm staying at the same school and it's a pretty small community, I cannot avoid continuing to interact, at least on a basic level, with those former teammates that I no longer associate with. Every time I see you around campus, it feels like I'm reopening a deep wound, even though it's been almost a year since the falling out originally happened. All this to say, do you have any advice on how to get over a friendship breakup? I'm grateful to no longer have these people in my life. When people tell you who they are, you listen. But I still seem to be having a really hard time getting over the loss. P.S. I started listening in 2023, beginning with the very first episode, and now listen to every weekly drop. I love the advice you give and really think you both have your heads screwed on straight. I'm kind of excited, despite the circumstances, to finally have a question for you and would be grateful to hear what you have to say. Thanks in advance, Anonymous.
Gosh, I really wish.
I need to know what they did.
Yeah, I need to
and
know
what
that.
sport. And if someone hits someone with a stick.
Yeah, we need to know more. Because what you are mourning, like, it's okay to have a weird, bad breakup and still miss the person. It sounds like you don't have any closure, or maybe you do. Maybe it doesn't sound like it, but perhaps there was a big confrontation. Both things can be true. You can feel deeply betrayed and be glad to not be friends with someone because it's a bigger headache and the juice isn't worth the squeeze. But you can still miss the bonds, especially if you played a sport together. Like those were like your sisters. You were like warriors in battle together. And that camaraderie is so hard to replicate. And you would have lost that regardless because you're not playing a sport anymore. And I think also the loss of playing a sport, I still have dreams that I am missing lacrosse practice. Like, it's
how I thought of lacrosse, because that's only sport I know because you play it.
Yeah, I don't know. So, but we would like to know what happened. It's also just part of growing up. And you don't have it's also weird to have a thing, a constant, a consistent, a community, and then it's gone. And so you're just going to have to lick your wounds and just kind of rebuild. And you're there to get that graduate degree and you see them. Hopefully you're at a place where you can at least wave and say hi. Is there a version where you write to them and you're like, hey, it's been some time. Wouldn't mind seeing you girls again. Like, is the door open or was something crazy done? That's why I need to know what was done, because sometimes it's the fear itself. Having reconnected recently with a friend where we just like stopped talking, you're like, I guess it was okay. We just needed some time. So
I'm very fascinated by the fact it sounds like her and her cohort, like the people who were seniors, had some sort of falling out with the younger people on the team. So it sounds like it wasn't personal to our question asker, but there was a bigger betrayal.
And you're left there now and everyone else is gone. You don't want to be as left holding this torch and like literally no one cares. Also, you're older, like move on. Like just, you don't need to hang out with these younger kids. I'd like to know more. So please write back.
Are you not playing this sport anymore because of them, or it just isn't an option now that you're...
I think she graduated the college.
Is it like a rec league?
mean, she can't play with them. If they play for the college and she graduated, I don't think you're legally allowed to.
Well, she's back at the college as a
I don't think grad students play sports.
It's not allowed.
Isn't that weird?
legally. Yeah.
Like no one wants a
no.
25-year-old playing a 19-year-old.
Yeah, I guess that's illegal. Somebody could die.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Somebody has a question for Fred.
Okay, well, you can ask it and then I can tell him to listen. We'll give him the time code so he can fast forward to his part.
I never know when he'll pop in, but I would love to hear his reaction to this story. I saw a clip of CBS Morning on TikTok talking about how the U.S. Open reeked of weed, and Casper Ruud was super pissed about it. Is tennis better to watch when baked? Is this a common thing at the U.S. Open?
My dad's going to say, I don't smoke weed, so I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Do you have any take on the U.S. Open, Iliza?
It happened to be on in the lobby, and I saw one of the tennis players got into a little snippy match with a black girl and a white girl, and I guess the white one was being rude to the black one. Then it was something like that, and the black girl was I think the black girl may have been right, and the white girl was being right. I don't know. I'm only saying black and white because I didn't see their names. I just knew that I just saw their different colors. I do like that we are in this stage of women's sports. Now this door has been ripped off the hinges by women like Serena Williams and by, WNBA players who I like that we're in a place where women are able to have the attitudes that male athletes have had for years. Whether it's like Sophie Cunningham and all the Caitlin Clark drama, just the fact that we're getting women that are, it's more Sophie Cunningham because Caitlin Clark I don't think is as outspoken. The fact that we're and women's soccer has been doing this for a while, but I remember playing sports in high school and it was your skirt has to be after your fingertips. You've got to be a lady. We've got to dress up. And there was such a referendum on women's behavior and controlling that. Meanwhile, male athletes are raping people and partying and saying whatever the fuck they want. I like that women are finally getting a chance to be no, that was unfair. And I'm not going to just be quiet in the name of sportsmanship and I'm going to do what I want to do and be incredible at what I do. So you can't tell me nothing. I just like that women are getting to be a little bit louder.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay, top of the cup.
Okay.
It's the top of the cob. We're doing it right every day. You just take a bite, top of the cob.
My bottom is, now that I'm sick, is that there's a strange stain on my pants. I don't know where it came from. It could have come from in my nose. It could have come from.
Oh, man. You don't even care.
I've given up.
Oh, boy. Is it colored?
It's not blood, but it's not, it could be oil, but I don't know what I've eaten that's oily.
Oil stains come out of nowhere, and you're like, how is this on my shirt? Let's call the episode, It's Not Blood. Was it Josephine McTigue? What was it?
Doris McTigue.
It's not blood, Doris McTigue.
People are going to think we've had a stroke. That's my bottom.
My bottom of the cob is, I often do this. I will have a second cup of coffee, even though it makes me anxious because I can't help myself. And this morning I needed to, so I just got back, but our little baby Ethan has started his school and there's a whole protocol. I know.
Baby school.
He's so much bigger than every other kid in the class.
Is he going to bully them all?
No, he's just a gentleman. And Noah's like, I need you to take them because he has something to do. So I was like, oh, I'm not qualified to parent both of my kids. I've never done this by myself. I put them both in the car because Noah made their lunches. I had to park so far away from the school because Hollywood is such a fucking hole. And you got to cross a busy street and I get them both there. But then I also had to sit in the classroom because it's he's transitioning. But I had to leave because I volunteered to be a room mom. And then during the room mom thing, I also said I would take an interview to promote the tour. So I was not mentally present for anything. And I had a second cup of coffee. And I'm just mad at myself that I had the second cup when I did not need it, but it was there and it was free.
Was it good?
I don't know.
No.
Because I'd use an oat creamer and that was nothing compares to milk. So the bottom is, I always do that little thing that I know is bad for me because I'm like, well, maybe this time it'll be better. Yeah.
No, it's bad.
That second cup gets you jittery and then you're weird and then you're not present. And then I go too fast and then I introduce myself to a bunch of moms that weren't even in the class. I was just like, hi, I'm Iliza.
You're just making friends.
Different class. But the top of the cob was Ethan was fine. They're like, you have to say what he was so upset when Noah dropped him that he had special protocol. All the other parents, you're supposed to sit in the class and kind of direct them to the kids. And they were like, you can engage with Ethan because he's so upset. Because he's like, who are all these white people? Where's Myrna?
Where's his crew?
I kind of just talked to him. I was like, I'll be right back. You're fine. And I just left. And he was fine. Got toughen up. Little baby tough.
Little baby.
Little chunky baby man.
Okay, bottom from listeners. This is a good one. Standing in line to check out and an associate opens a register. All 5 people who walked up after I've been waiting 10 minutes get through the new line before I check out.
Oh, that's like when you're in security and they open up like another TSA line and it's just like, I've put in the time.
I've been here.
I have standing here.
Been here waiting.
What about my equity?
I've been here waiting. My top is sometimes aisles specifically will start licking my foot if it gets too close to her, which is like disgusting, but it makes me feel so loved because I've never got to do this. Who wants to lick a foot? Well, I guess some people do. Sorry to kink shame you all.
Oh, please.
Aisle sits there and licks my foot. And it really, that's like the ultimate to me, like, hey, I like you and I want you to smell like me. What's going on? Like, let me take care of you too. Because why else? You know, you get when you put a hand in their face and they lick it, they're like, oh, okay, here you go. I love you. But that feels very, like she initiated that.
She gave consent.
Yeah.
She initiated. She's like, you could use a bath. Come on over.
Probably that too. Yeah.
You know what I think
like,
about?
Help me out.
She said initiate. And we said consent. I think about that episode we did where that girl was like talking about not having sex with her partner. And she's like, we're both really heavy on consent. And you're like, cool, he's gay and you're not into him. Heavy on, who's like, I love consent. I just love it. Really, every time I kiss my girlfriend of 8 years, I'm like, is this okay?
Do you want me to do fan top?
No, I'll do another top.
Yeah. Okay.
I was so exhausted today because I'm still like reeling from these night shoots. I fell asleep the wrong direction on top of the covers on my bed, like in a little ball. And like an hour into sleeping, I just felt like a little body just plop against mine. And it was Tianfu and she just slept next to me.
Yeah. She's a good girl.
She's a good girl.
A top from the fans. Restaurants / stores with a reward system that are worth it. 7 Brew what got me thinking of this. Buy 10 drinks, get 1 for free. Hell yes. You could build up to it pretty quick, even if you only go a few times a month. That's still a free drink like every other month or so. Totally worth it.
Totally worth the incentive. Love real points.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know who's great at that? Sephora.
Oh, yeah. Because they always give you a little something. It doesn't even have to be something incredibly, we're like, ooh, a little something.
Lineage lip balm that I don't want. Great. Ooh, oil. Ooh.
That's what I got in my pants, probably.
Yeah, I think you have to put like baking soda or something.
Yeah.
I have another bottom, which I should say. But
Okay.
I'm saying, every year we are besieged by ants, and it's just really awful because they find any scrap of food and they come in. And I will tell you something revolting and disgusting. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
I actually don't want to say it because it makes me sound gross, even though I didn't do anything. I used a tampon and I wrapped it up. You don't flush them. I threw it in the trash.
Yeah.
The ants found it.
Did they try to carry it away to their lair?
They probably would have. It wasn't so heavy.
You saw a big line of them just
My husband
carrying it?
sent me a very sweet text. He was like, hey, I think the ants found your tampon. Just because.
What are you supposed to do?
Like I had to take the trash out. Like it's not like it sits there for weeks, but it was that day. And like it doesn't like smell or anything, but that's so gross.
That's so gross.
And it's never happened, but it's just been so hot. They just come in looking for anything.
Now I have a new fear.
Oh, it was repulsive. Okay, I can't believe I shared that. I gotta go.